We move to another interesting panel discussion on yet another relevant subject. The topic for now is digital marketing trends to look out for. To moderate this session, I would like to call upon stage Radhika Nihalani, founder and CEO, Thinking Communications and Think Talkies. Please. Do we have Radhika Nihalani over here? Yeah. Wonderful to have you. To join her on stage and share some really interesting, valuable insights, I would like to call upon stage Varun Gupta, founder, director, Max Marketing. Girish Dwibhashyam-VP, strategy, DocuBay. Arpit Jain, assistant VP, marketing, UFO Moviez India Limited. And last, but certainly not the least, Samridhi Katyal, CEO, founder, Fandrum. Over to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, hi. So, hi everyone, and there's always, I think, extra pressure when you are putting together a panel which is just before lunch. So, we promise to keep it crisp but fun and engaging. So firstly, thanks to Siddharth, I don't know if he's here, for putting together such a great event, and specifically this panel, and bringing together such a good mix of people. And I feel we're going to get interesting views on digital marketing, which is definitely one of the most talked about, hottest topics of discussion. Everyone wants things to go viral. Everything should be trending, two important words that have become a huge part of our existence. So we're going to jump right in. I think let's start by asking each one of you, what is your view on how do you guys feel the digital marketing landscape has evolved? Like, what are the changes that we've seen? We've seen the last 2 years has pushed the envelope when it comes to digital marketing. So Arpit, if you could start, and we'll go this way. It's also, we're sitting like girls and boys for unintentionally though. But Arpit, if you could just throw some insight on that.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, rightly said, I think we have seen a huge disruption in the last 2 years. Post-pandemic scenario has changed. And I think we are in a heads down generation where social media or innovation, disruption, these keywords are the need of the hour. And especially with the background where I come from, which is media and entertainment, precisely cinema, we've seen a huge disruption. Especially post-COVID, wherein regional has picked up as a category. And beyond Bollywood, we see 4 languages and other languages picking up. So just correlating it to digital, we have seen huge transformation. You see recent movie Karthike, especially with the power of content and digital marketing. The movie was at 50 screens on day 1, and as today, as we speak, from 50 lakhs to 20 crore, that's the revenue the movie has garnered, only because of the power of content and social marketing. With the tools effectively the media has used, that is the power digital has. And I think this will coexist as a category, and brands or advertisers who are using this as an effective marketing tool will sustain and have an edge for sure. Yeah.
Varun?
Hi. Yes, as we were discussing backstage as well, that the first film project that I worked on was Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, Student of the Year 1 actually, 10 years back. And that time, digital used to constitute of about 5 to maximum 7% of our attention span and our budgets. From there to the recently released films that we have worked on, whether it's a RRR, whether it's a Bhool Bhulaiya or a Rocketry or a Dobara, it's changed completely. It's changed completely. When we talk about digital, I think the definition of digital has changed. Initially, when I talk about the era of Student of the Year, when I say era, I just feel old. But yeah, when I talk about Student of the Year or Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, digital was YouTube and a bit of Facebook. There was no Instagram. There were no likes, dislikes, comments and views, and there were no views weren't a benchmark of saying I have done better than you. It was just to say, yes, it's one more platform we have put our trailer on. But today, movie launches, trailer launches, we were just in the middle of something when we were backstage, they have completely gone digital. So I think the reactions, the connection to the audiences directly, all of that has evolved over a period of time. And as I said, the definition of digital has changed. It's not just another medium. I'll quickly give an example which I was sharing on a film like Rocketry and Dobara. Almost 80 to 95% of our spends were digital. When I say digital, that doesn't really mean we just spent on a trailer on YouTube. No. There are a lot of engagements. There are a lot of tie-ups. There are a lot of other avenues within digital that you need to explore to reach out to the right audiences. So for me, not only has digital grown, but the definition of digital has also really expanded. That's what I'd like to say.
Great, thanks. Girish, if you'd like to add to that.
Hello. Yeah. So, I mean, see today in India, I mean, last year, the overall advertising spend was around 70,000 crores rupees. And out of that, digital spends were around 21,000 crores. So clearly, I mean, at this stage, around 30% is what the spend goes for digital in general. Now, this includes all industries, FMCG and, different industries. But this percentage is not necessarily applicable within the media landscape, within the entertainment industry, as Arpit and Varun also pointed out that with their respective projects they worked on, whether it is Kartikeya 2 or whether it is Dobara or whether it is RR. In some cases, I think Varun also pointed out the digital spends were as high as 98%. So clearly, I think across sectors, this spend bifurcation between digital and traditional will vary. And within entertainment, increasingly what we are seeing is that this is getting more skewed towards digital, especially for certain type of movies and for OTT. I mean, at DocuBay we stream documentaries, and which essentially is a form of entertainment. And ultimately, we are selling our membership, our paid memberships that we offer, where we offer premium documentaries and certain other benefits. And in that context, when we say that why digital is helping, it's because of personalization, because we are able to target to a certain cohort of audiences, customers who would like to consume our product or our content. But at the same time, there's a lot to talk about on this topic. Half an hour probably would not do justice. But if I just have to pick one or two, not necessarily in the order of importance, but I would say currently the clash between privacy and personalization that is happening will play a very important role in the next 1 or 2 years. Go with Google Chrome banning third-party cookies, or Apple banning third-party cookies on Safari, and increasingly the big three tech companies going tight on privacy. More and more ad spends will be skewed towards these companies. I think Varun was saying that earlier it was Google, and now it's Instagram also. But it's going to stay that way, because if ad networks are unable to target due to these privacy restrictions, I think that's a pressing issue. And some new ad formats are coming, Radhika, like CTV, connected TV ads are going to take off in India. In US, as per the last year's spend on digital linear feeds, it was around 30% of linear feed advertising was coming from connected devices. In India, it's at a very, very nascent stage. It will take more time, but I think that's another trend to watch out if we are talking about digital marketing trends. But yeah, certainly it's increasing as we speak.
Samridhi?
Hi, thank you so much. I have a very, very different view on digital marketing per se. When we say about marketing, it's just changed from outdoor advertising to television advertising to digital. the word marketing is same, yet everything else is, the word marketing is same, everything else is different, right? Digital, you have to, as he said, it's very, very personalized and focused. Yet we are shouting out in the dark without knowing who we are out actually targeting to. With data privacy becoming so difficult, we need to have our own tribes and our own people to market them, market our own content or our own product, right? That is where I believe that micro-influencers and our own tribe of any content will become very, very important. To identify those and make them your marketers will become, I think, a very, very influential trend. Rather than just targeting, if I'm targeting all these people without knowing why am I targeting and what their needs are, I think micro-targeting and making fans your advocates for your content or for your brand will become a very different digital trend, is what we believe.
That's great, and I absolutely agree. Varun, I'll come to you. So, you know, your company is doing some phenomenal work marketing for films as well as some OTT content as well. And while talking about, you know, like we said, that there are sometimes on digital when you are trying to communicate, it's like you're communicating in the dark, you don't know who you're talking to, and everyone has a voice. Everyone has access today, you know, to make comments.
And an opinion.
And an opinion, many times not wanted, but they do have it. So how do you see digital marketing per se for OTT, where possibly even content in terms of shows or films on OTT, or content for theater? Like, would like to just have a view on how do you see that?
As Samridhi mentioned, one thing which is a major difference between marketing a content on OTT and a content for theater is the pre and post, whether it is digital marketing or any form of marketing. When we market for theater, our aim is that first weekend, the Friday number, where we need to make the maximum conversation, the maximum engagement, the maximum excitement, building towards the opening day and the opening weekend. Because that is how the film business works. With Rocketry and Kartikeya, things are changing a bit, but at a very nascent stage. That's why for films like Rocketry or Kartikeya, there are budgets which we save for post-release. In terms of OTT, a lot happens post-release. Like for matter, leave aside digital, even outdoor for that matter, you would see most of the outdoor saying streaming now. Because they want you to go back and consume it and not think about, okay, 10 days later it's going to release on an X OTT platform. Also, the perception building on OTT happens a lot on post. In theaters, it is the box office. No matter how much a film gets appreciation, but if it doesn't perform at the box office, the perception is it's not worked. So I think the difference, major difference between OTT and theater is the pre and post. In theater, most of the muscle is used pre towards the release day and the release weekend, most cases. And on OTT, it is release followed post, because then you get to know a lot of reviews, reactions, audience point of view. So that, I think, is a major difference.
I absolutely agree with you. But my whole point is, if you have your own tribe, you don't have to spend your entire muscle promoting the whole thing, right? If you have your tribe, if you suppose OTT is all about season 1, season 2, season 3. So if you have a season 1, already a tribe from season 1, I think they will help you promote season 2 and season 3 rather than you coming back again and again and promoting the same thing all over again, you know. That is where I believe that the difference should be. You talk about audience, right? I talk about fans. So 20% of people give you 80% of viewership. It's an 80-20 phenomenon. Who are these 20% of people, and why are they not identified from season 1 and being recognized for being a fan, which is a differentiator from being an audience, right? And why are we not recognizing for them being a fan? Or you talk about these reviews that you post spend on it, right? These are your people who are doing these content marketing for you. Why haven't we identified those people to become our tribe? That is my whole point of difference. I agree we are going to use digital, but I think digital has to be thought through in a very different way rather than just saying that we will do post-marketing and pre-marketing. See, you're going to spend that kind of money. If you spend one tweet and you give an actor 1 crore, instead of give that to 1,000 people, 1,000 rupees, you know, who will create that virality effect for you. Or from the first season, if we recognize who these people were who actually posted the reviews that we had, how do we even recognize these people and reward them for being what they are, right? Eventually, audience and fan have to be a part of the ecosystem that digital marketing ecosystem that we talk about to be that voice for you. We can't be the voice always and shouting at everybody rather than just those 20% people who are telling everybody else what they want and what they see. So that's
Right.
the only point.
I think one basic difference, Samridhi, is if when you talk about season 1, season 2, let's take a classic example of Mirzapur, where when the season 2 came in, we all know the kind of excitement it had around it. The difference between marketing it and giving the fans the importance is, one way is to satisfy the existing tribe, the other way is to expand the tribe.
Absolutely.
So when you have to expand the tribe, there are a lot of people who saw season 1 when they got to know the fandom of season 2.
Absolutely.
So I think that is how with every season, the brand keeps on increasing. And for OTT players, because I've been fortunate enough to work with possibly all OTT players, and I have promoted films which are direct to OTT, and I've realized for them, it is not the film. It is telling the audiences, come to my platform, subscribe to my platform, and not just this film, you get a bouquet and an array of a lot of other films and content. So still you have to market because you need to get the subscriber base. So with every film, your package keeps on getting bigger. So one word answer for your question is greed, which is important. Yeah.
Varun, also to just, sorry.
I was just saying that Samridhi was talking about tribe, and incidentally,
Yeah.
we have our membership, which we call as the One Tribe membership, which we sell as a part of our, our offering at DocuBay. So, we are essentially, I can totally relate to certain things that what Samridhi has said, that ultimately it's, and also what probably Varun has also said, touched upon that, it's a mixture of show-specific or content-specific promotion and advertising, and a mixture of a consistent community building exercise from the OTT platforms. And also, it can't be always just about the one side. So it's a mixture of both. And ultimately, at DocuBay, we are building our community through our marketing initiatives, which involves content marketing, but at the same time, there is certain consistent brand communication also linked towards along with the content that we market. And I think it's a mixture of two. I can totally relate to what Samridhi has also highlighted.
Yeah, I think just to add to that, I think it's about setting up, it's eventually a community-based thing. We have seen all the franchise from Doom series or Avenger series. So it's about building the brand. And eventually weaving that up with the mix of perfect blend of content and the power of media. While the OTT versus cinema is an endless debate, while you mentioned, because yes, there is a certain amount of spillover which happens on digital, and I think that will be part of it. Having said that, coming back to cinema, I think it's more immersive. And we have seen the recent innovation wherein people sitting, watching a movie, there is a feeling of inclusivity. They can literally, with beacon technology or laser 4D technology, there's a far more bigger innovation which they couldn't even imagine 20 years back. So it's a different landscape we are in today as part of the immersive experience we can give to the users. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, of course, there is no taking away from what the fans bring to the table as celebrities exist, because there are fans, and that has been since the time there were any celebrities. It's because the fans.
There are few films which have worked only because of the fans. I wouldn't name them, but yeah.
Absolutely. What I actually also wanted to ask everyone, Varun, specifically you as well, that I was actually reading an article earlier today that as we know, the industry is not, the Bollywood industry per se, is not on its golden run right now. And there was a view by somebody that an overexposure in digital marketing is kind of leading to some kind of fatigue that's happening to audiences, which is why they feel like I've seen so much of this celebrity in the last 3 weeks, when the promotion campaigns are full swing, which is why, that's
That
fine. I hope I remember the question. It's fine. No, I'll get it. It's okay, it's okay. Thanks. Yeah. So what's your view on this? Do you feel like we are going through a phase where we are overexposing our celebrities and possibly not able to make a connection with the content per se, which is why they'll eventually go and watch something either on OTT
There are two thoughts to this, and I have my answer clear. one way to look at it is when we were marketing Bhool Bhulaiya, people appreciated the fact that Karthik was visible with the common people, going, interacting with them, and that led to even today it being the highest opener for any Bollywood film this year. Vis-a-vis a lot of conversation saying, Arey Brahmastra, the promotions are not really happening because you don't see the actors around. So that's one way to look at it where, and I'm not saying an industry perspective or conversation, but my mom sitting back in Gujarat would just say that why isn't Brahmastra guys moving out? Why aren't they on Kapil's show? For, you know, we a lot of times in our thought bubble feel that if we are trending, the words that you used are thrown upon us throughout, we have arrived. Like today, we just launched the teaser of Vikram Vedha. How many of you have seen the teaser of Vikram Vedha already? The power of digital. So what I'm saying is it is very, very, very important. I'm sure we all are here in this room and that's the reason you being an attentive audiences have not seen it. But what happens is...
Now, Varun, they're all going to now suddenly go into their phones and start checking and then everyone raise their hand and say we've seen it.
No, but that's my whole point that, you know, while digital would be very important over exposure, completely depends in what way. Sometimes an actor's personal overexposure harms his films.
Sometimes, I think that's a very important point.
Yeah. Like, but for a film promotion, his exposure might work for the film. I have been a part of campaigns where we have gone mental and I have been infamously known to like over-promote, whether it is Student of the Year 1, whether it is RRR, whether it's Bhool Bhulaiya, but hey, it's all worked. So for me, my point is when you are promoting a film, that exposure works because we sitting on our Instagram would say, अरे आज भी दिखा, कल भी दिखा, परसों भी दिखा, but इंदौर में वो एक ही दिन दिखा, नागपुर में वो एक ही दिन दिखा, सब लोग वो same channel Instagram पे follow नहीं कर रहे. An artist and actors overexposure 100% negatively affects. Coming back to Vikram Vedha, we can only see Saif through Bebo's Instagram profile.
Correct.
His personal life, thankfully, is still decently under the wraps. Hrithik isn't very active.
He's not, yeah.
So the kind of response we have got from the time the teaser's out, because nobody knew what's happening. They are not posting pictures saying, oh, now I'm dubbing, this is the script, on the set, having this food, that's my Veda, hashtag VNV, nothing. We drop the teaser and everybody wants to see what they are looking like, what's the background like, because there's a lot of unsaid things around it.
Yeah.
So I think at the beginning of the campaign, I always tell my actors, if you are starting to promote from September, 2 महीने पहले थोड़ा ease out हो जाओ. You cannot be visible everywhere, and then you also come and be doubly visible to promote a film.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to answer your...
Yeah, that'll become counterproductive.
Correct.
Fair enough. Arpit, just to quickly ask you, like we're talking about innovations in the digital space, is there something that's really stood out for you in terms of innovations in cinema specifically, which has possibly even benefited the advertisers immensely? Anything that you'd like to share?
So I think the experience is keep getting better. And you can't take away the experience because cinema is a social outing. And humans are social animals. No matter what, you have a world-class kitchen at your home, you'll still like to step out and have that experience. And with the sort of infra which is building up is state-of-the-art. And we have seen with technologies like 4D, 5D, seats that move, you get the whistle, noise. It's an experience which you can't, and it's a community viewing thing. While OTT is a matter of convenience. So you can't take away that charm. Coming back to the branded integration with respect to brands, we have seen various innovations in the recent past. Just to give an example today, brands have been launched like one of the automobile brand like Maruti Brezza. They did a 4D innovation, which was very immersive in nature. While the traditional medium have been very passive, it's not engaging. Like one of the Coca-Cola example, it gives you an opportunity to pick up your phone, scan it, and then you get a free Coke and a popcorn. Then further, Coca-Cola can target, retarget, and give them a movie ticket next week. So that is the sort of integration, So that is a change we have seen, and brands are also willing to go that extra mile and have that eyeballs for sure.
Interesting. Girish, coming to you, now that of course we all agree that digital marketing has become a big play in terms of any kind of marketing mix that's being churned out. Do you feel that that has helped in specifically bringing awareness to documentaries? Because, you know, right now documentaries is also kind of like a buzzword. People are saying, you know, people are talking about documentaries. It's definitely spreading word of mouth. There's some kind of cool quotient that's getting attached to watching documentaries because, you know, you kind of draw parallel to intelligent content. So do you feel digital marketing specifically is helping awareness and hence then consumption of documentaries currently in the country?
Sure. I mean, see, digital marketing, yes, it is playing an important role, but there is an underlying shift that is happening, which I think some of the panelists have spoken about, is that over the last 3 to 4 years, specifically during the pandemic, what is the fundamental shift that has happened is that from a star-driven popularity of a particular content, you know, people are now interested to evaluate the content in a more unbiased way. It's not just about the star power. It's not just about face value. People are today willing to look at certain pieces of content with respect to what new it is offering to them. You know, even not only in documentaries, but fundamentally even in fiction content. If you look at some of the movies that have done well, content-driven movies with low budgets also have done way better than 300 crore blockbuster, you know, superstar-driven movies. So this fundamental change is happening where people are now no longer, not necessarily, you know, adamant on a star to having to watch a different piece of content, and that's where documentary as a genre has benefited over the last 3 years. That now people are much more open to watch premium non-fiction content as well, which gives them and stimulates their mind in a way that is edgy, engaging, and, you know, with content that's edgy and which may not necessarily be star-driven. And that is actually pushing documentaries to some extent. And within digital marketing, we heavily focus on, I mean, we don't have a star to sell on our ads. I mean, we do content-driven ads. I mean, we do knowledge-oriented ads. We do a lot of performance marketing campaigns, brand awareness campaigns. We do affiliate marketing. In all of our creative communication, we are selling content. For example, we have a blockbuster documentary on our platform called The Dark Side of Green Energies. It talks about how green energy and, you know, electric cars, we keep saying it's safe for the planet. But you know, actually there are some negative effects for that as well, like lithium is limited and there's some electricity still needs to be generated. Now this, I mean, this is just one example I'm giving you. Like, this is being communicated in the creative by us, not a superstar's face to get the click and then to convert. So that fundamental shift is happening. People are getting more open-minded to try out new things, and it's helping us within digital marketing as a OTT platform, focusing on documentaries. And lastly, I just wanted to add that also digital marketing is all about personalized targeting. And if we are looking at an audience persona of 18 to 45, English speaking, who are interested in certain topics like science, nature, travel, adventure, we are able to target them better in digital marketing over, let's say, an outdoor hoarding where there will be huge spillover. So I think in that context, for documentaries, digital marketing is obviously the most critical component of promotion.
Fair. And coming to our favorite, the fans, you know, the ones that are really holding this together, be it OTT, documentaries, or cinema. How are you seeing, like you touched upon it initially, but how are you seeing the fan play, kind of, you know, the fan economy kind of propelling the content that we are seeing now across platforms? What's your view on that?
Yeah, the whole thing is that people are talking a lot of, in digital marketing, the NFT play, the metaverse play, the XYZ, the new buzzword play. The thing is that community has to be the center of all of that, right? For you to even identify who these people are going to be, who are eventually going to be your customers, who are going to buy them, they have to be your fans. I'm not going to buy something of an NFT that doesn't hold any value to me or I can't boast about, right? And as he mentioned, I really believe that word of mouth and turning them into social equity and promoting and giving value to the fan rather than how much value we give to our celebrities will be the game changer. I think a super fan of any community can drive much more value than an individual person himself. You know, that's the biggest difference between South and Bollywood currently, right? It's a very inclusive medium where even if they put out a background music, they celebrate it with the audience or the fans that they have. Here, it's all about when 3 weeks of marketing when they need it, right? It's not about that when you need it, the audience should be there. It should be when audience need it, when the fans need it, you should be there. That's what I believe that 3 weeks, I'm really sorry, that digital marketing is available to you 365 days of the year, you know. You need to start building that rather than just shoving people in faces the next 3 weeks that my movie's coming, my movie's coming, my movie's coming. I think it should be more inclusive and more thought through. The moment, the day you start launching your product that it's going on shoot, you have to start focusing on building your community.
And you believe currently the South industry is doing it slightly possibly
I think
better
they have,
in terms of fan engagement?
I
than us?
absolutely 100% agree. Yeah. There are actually fan clubs which have official communities, fan clubs which are officially fan associations, right? These are the people responsible for driving their people to watch the movies and driving the people to publicity. Whereas here, we get people paid to come and see the artist or wherever, whatever. I may be very wrong. But there is a huge difference. You know, there is a Mammootty fan club or a Dulquer Saman fan club who's completely focused to Dulquer Saman. That's why they're part of the fan club, right? You're not shouting to somebody else in the Bollywood at the same time. If I'm a Dulquer Salman fan, if that's targeted advertising to me, I'd rather go there. And it's throughout the year.
So I would say, and I think Varun, you have a point of view.
Time's up.
Yeah.
No, I'll just wrap that up. I completely agree because I've been fortunate enough to witness the South fandom, whether when I worked on Pushpa and I worked on RRR versus when I worked over here. I feel it has a lot to do with the DNA. Over there, cinema is not a leisure medium, it's a religion.
Yeah, there's heroism and there's worship.
And it has nothing to do with what the actors have done over there. It is the people, and we can see with the kind of people who've become actors over there, it's because of the people. Over here, none of them do fan engagement events at all. It is the fans who make them gods. Over here, I think there's no one bigger than Mr. Bachchan. But how many people walk in to see his film? It's the hard truth.
Yeah.
His films still open at a crore. So are we saying Mr. Bachchan, Karthik has more fans than Mr. Bachchan? No. It is just that they feel we love this man, but यार 2000 रुपए अपनी family को लेके जाके film देखना मैं OTT पे देख लूँगा 4 हफ्ते बाद. So equating fans to box office at all times might not work because there are actors like today. I genuinely feel Amir would have a lot of fans, but they clearly didn't turn up into the theaters.
They did not, yeah.
So sometimes there could be fans. I would like a person, but when he's doing a film, he is not that person. He's a character. That's why you need to promote a film nearing its release because you need to sell the character and the universe of the film. Prabhas had Bahubali, had Saho, and had Radhesham. His fandom has only increased, but the collections exactly have only decreased. So that's where I come from. That's from my end. Yeah.
Interesting. Before a hooter goes on one more time, and before everyone leaves for lunch, we'll quickly wrap this up. And just as closing remarks, just to keep it short and quick, if everyone, would you guys just share, say 1 or 2 words that you think you would define the future of digital marketing? Whoever would like to go first.
Just take it, it's personalization according to me.
Okay.
Personalized ads.
So I think people have been talking about it. If content is the queen, king, data going to be the queen for it. Just to back her statement as well, more measurable, more authenticity. That'll set the tone, I think.
Interesting.
Content is king, fans are the King Kong.
I think it's make or break. Digital would make a lot of people who wouldn't have dreamt to be where they are today, and they'll break a lot of people, which I think we all are already seeing. It's make or break. Digital has made so many stars. It's broken so many stars. So I think that's the future that we're already starting to see.
Very agile. Yeah, yeah.
Cool, thank you so much. Now I think we should break for lunch.
Thank you so much. Lovely insights indeed. May I please welcome Franklin Toscano, CTO, founder, IWMBuzz Media, to come on stage to present the mementos for the session.